Hello, everyone. I am James Milan, and this is the DPCD update, Midsummer DPCD update, which means both Claire Ricker, who I'm speaking to, the director of our Department of Planning and Community Development. Hi, Claire.
Hi, how are you?
Good, good. Both
Good.
Claire and I'm happy to announce, we'll be heading off to vacation soon, we hope. And so it's great to get this update in before we take off. Thanks for joining us, Claire. We have, as usual, because these updates don't come nearly as often as the stuff that you guys get up to comes at you. So we always have plenty to talk about. Today, we are going to be, excuse me, getting an update on the master plan process. We're going to get an update as well on the Fox Library Feasibility Study, which I'm sure folks are going to be interested in hearing. And then there's the Mount Gilboa Feasibility Study, plus an update to the Small Business Guide. And finally, an invite to the public to attend a workshop info gathering session to discuss open space options at 21 Pond Lane. Where should we start? Let's start with affordable housing activities around Arlington. And I know that people are interested in this as well.
Oh, great. Thank you for that. Yeah, it's what I'd like to update folks on is the Affordable Housing Trust and the work that they've been doing over the past several months. So to begin with, the Affordable Housing Trust has established a new program for the acquisition, creation, and conversion of affordable housing units. And it's a new program that is funded with about $3 million in ARPA funds. Awards are available for up to $250,000 per affordable unit, depending on the level and terms of affordability proposed by the applicant. The deadline to apply for this program is September 30th, but we'd like people to get applications in as soon as possible. This ACC program is open to Arlington property owners, developers, and nonprofit organizations. And again, those units must be deed restricted for a household earning less than 100% of the area median income for a minimum of 20 years. So it is a substantial subsidy that the town is offering folks to create affordable housing units. It's an excellent program.
Yeah, that sounds like quite the incentive. Bravo.
Right.
Anything else on that?
Sure. So there was a webinar that was recorded in July related to this program that has a lot more information than I can give in our short time here today. But staff and Affordable Housing Trust members hosted an information session to answer questions about this program. The recording of that is available on the Affordable Housing Trust website. And any questions about the ACC program can be directed to our Assistant Director for Planning and Community Development, Sarah Suarez, who's been working tirelessly on this project.
Great.
One more thing I'd like to bring up related to the Affordable Housing Trust. We are currently in need of 2 members to join the trust. One position is reserved for a resident of an affordable housing unit, public housing, or a recipient of a housing voucher. One position is open to a resident with a background in affordable housing or policy or urban planning, real estate law, an applicable skill to the topic. And then in excellent news, I can share that the Affordable Housing Trust has also made their first awards, including $250,000 to 10 Sunnyside, which will create 43 affordable housing units. There's additional funding in that project from the Community Preservation Act, as well as state and federal funding. That project was awarded significant amounts of state and federal funding this last spring. So it looks like it's progressing quite nicely. And then $260,000 for the Dorothy Road Affordable Accessory Dwelling Unit. I was unable, sadly, to attend the ribbon cutting for Arlington's first all-electric 100% solar-powered ADU. This ADU was constructed as part of a pilot program with Reframe Systems, which built the unit off-site. They brought the unit in mostly complete on the back of a flatbed truck, which was very interesting. This lowered construction costs considerably, limited on-site disruption to neighbors, and then resulted in this very high-quality 900 square feet ADU, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, again, 100% solar powered, Passive House certified, and then this unit will be made available to those households earning less than 60% of the area median income. And you can learn more about both of those projects on the Housing Corporation of Arlington website. And again, I'm sorry to keep going. This is just such exciting stuff. And again, just kudos again to Sarah Suarez, my assistant director, for her efforts with HCA and the Affordable Housing Trust on these very, very important initiatives. It's an exciting time.
Yeah, it really is. That is lots of hundreds of thousands of dollars being, targeted towards this very, very pressing, issue. I'll call it an issue, not a problem, at the moment here in town. But that sounds great, and I know that the ADU that you were mentioning, the all electric ADU, is going to be, the property of a lucky lottery winner at some point, and that will really be a lucky person and or family. So good for them in anticipation, and thanks for sharing that.
Sure.
All right, let's get a little amped up here. Let's hear about the master plan.
Sure. Yeah, we have held 2 meetings of the AMP Up Advisory Committee. Our first meeting was mostly setting expectations for the group and doing group introductions and things like that. But in our second meeting, the committee got together and actually discussed and vetted the request for proposals that is going out next week for a planning consultant to assist us with this planning process. This consultant group will work with the committee and the town and, of course, the public on the master plan update. Those proposals will be due on September 23rd. The committee will be involved in interviewing, the potential consultants, probably the first or second week in October. And again, we're looking to have a consultant on board by the end of November or early December, and we'll really start the public outreach portion of this project at that time. But again, it's a sort of a next step, a checkbox to get this RFP vetted by the committee and then advertised, and that is happening in the next week or so.
Great. And on to 21 Pond Lane. Now, I'm familiar with Pond Lane, but I'm not familiar with 21 Pond Lane per se. There is an open space workshop about it that you're going to tell us about. So clearly it is an open space.
Yeah, it's so we're conducting again a feasibility study to determine the sort of how we can best use this open space at 21 Pond Lane. And to that end, DPCD is hosting a workshop on August 8th to gather ideas for the future of the property. The workshop aims to make the property more accessible and engaging for the Arlington community. The consultant for the project, Home Harvest, has conducted some initial outreach and connected input about and feedback on potential features. The project seeks to enhance the site's ecological function and public open space value in line with town goals. This feasibility study is funded with $15,000 in Community Preservation Act funds. Again, this workshop will be held on August 8th at 6 p.m. At Town Hall Auditorium, and the public is invited and encouraged to attend. And we can all figure out where 21 Pond Lane is and what we'd like to see there together.
Great, thank you for that. I wanted to ask you now about something we've talked about intermittently over time here, but again, another object of great interest around the community, and that is the Fox Library, the renovations that will happen, and other possibilities there. So please tell us about that.
Yeah, another exciting, potential project or project in the future. The Fox Library Feasibility Study has been progressing. Anna Litton, who's the director of libraries, and I have been presenting to various town boards and committees. We spoke with the Arlington Redevelopment Board and the Affordable Housing Trust, as well as the Library Board, about sort of the progress of this feasibility study and where we are. The question is, we know that we need to build more housing in Arlington, and there's a desire for more affordable housing. The question really is how much affordable housing could be built above the library given market conditions, and how the timing of state and federal funding awards might work for the creation of housing, especially affordable housing, and the awards may work for the build of the library. The feasibility study is providing us with the data and a timeline so the community can discuss options around this housing. Is there a particular population we'd like to target, for example, seniors or veterans? How much affordable housing is really desired in the community, and then sort of this outstanding question of what would you do if you lived at the library? How would you access the library and its functions as well? So we're anticipating a few public events to get public feedback on this study, including the department will be tabling at local community events such as National Night Out and definitely Town Day, and we'll be having an open house at the Fox Library on September 18th at 6 p.m., which is a Wednesday. And we again invite and encourage the public to participate, and please stop in and join us to discuss this really cool, ambitious project.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, Claire, you just identified a fantasy of mine by saying, what would you do if you lived at the library? I love the speculative possibilities of that idea, that's for sure. So look to hear more from you about that in the future, but thanks for that alert. Again, it's September 18th, as you said, a Wednesday at 6 p.m. for that open house about the Fox. Okay, there is a small business guide that is published regularly here in town, and I understand that you have an update about it.
Yeah, so the Small Business Resource Guide was recently updated. It's the first time it's been updated in about 5 years. This is a guide for small business owners looking to start a business in Arlington, but may not know where to begin. The guide provides a really easy place for people to start researching how to start a business in Arlington, and provides the essential information to do just that. It covers permitting processes, offers helpful information, and regional resources that folks can access. And you can find the updated Small Business Guide, the new Small Business Guide, on the DPCD website.
Great. And, affordable housing, small businesses, we are hitting, a lot of the things that people care about the most and that go most to the quality of life here in town. We also, I would say, have another theme in today's DPCD update, and that is feasibility. So let's talk about one last one of those, and that has to do with Mount Gilboa.
That's right. For about 10 months now, we've been doing a feasibility study for Mount Gilboa, and we have reached the conclusion of that project. The Mount Gilboa feasibility study was informed with extensive community input, ensuring that the future of this open space aligns with the desires of Arlington residents. Many hundreds of community members contributed over the course of the 10-month study. The study outlined 3 potential concepts for the future of Mount Gilboa. Each option was carefully evaluated based on its environmental, historical, and community impact, beginning with the wilderness area concept, which emphasizes preserving the natural landscape, removing existing structures, and creating limited public access through trails. The overlook concept, which focuses on enhancing views while preserving the natural environment, with the potential for a small parking area and an ADA-compliant path to an overlook. The third option would involve disposition of the property to a private owner while placing a strict conservation easement on the land to protect its natural features. This feasibility study is just the beginning. The Conservation Commission is the property owner. They will decide, next steps. There's no timetable, for a project to be done at Mount Gilboa, but any forward activity or any, work from concept to actual project is contingent on funding. Just in other words, the completion of the feasibility study is the first step in taking a look at the Mount Gilboa site and seeing how it can best serve the Arlington community.
All right. Well, there may not be a timeline for that, but there's a timeline for this update, and we are at the end of it. Anything that we have missed, Claire? Covered a lot, obviously.
No, I don't think so. I'm sure I'll have more next month.
Absolutely. And I hope that it is a relaxed Claire Ricker that we get to see next month, because you will have enjoyed your little summer break. We wish you the best for that.
Yeah. Thanks
so much for Yeah, thank you. Thank you for joining us for this mid or early for August DPCD update. We still have some of the summer to go, everybody. I've been speaking with Claire Ricker. She is the director of our DPCD, our Department of Planning and Community Development, for this update. I'm James Milan. We appreciate Claire's time. Glad she's going to have some time off. Glad I'm going to as well. And we will see you all next time.